Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the day 2 of this webinar. The webinar is all about being internet awesome, and I'd like to welcome everybody back. You and I met on Wednesday, and we went through the entire series of what Be Internet Awesome is about, how it is going to empower you and your students. I would now be taking you through the remaining units that we were yet to discuss. I would also like to share that I have been through the feedback that I received, and I'm very humbled and thank each one of you for letting me know what you felt while you were going through this program on to becoming Be Internet Awesome ambassadors. For those of you, I have noted down a few points, and I'm going to try and make sure I accommodate those too in today's webinar. Pooja, can you please share my screen? Thank you so much, Pooja. Like you all know, and all right, if anybody has missed day 1, please do not worry at all. The webinar is available on YouTube. I will be taking you through where you can find all the YouTube links of the many webinars we have done for aspirants like you, for teachers like you, willing to become Be Internet Awesome ambassadors and make a change in your classrooms. All the webinars are stored in a playlist and they're available on YouTube. You can access them anytime at your convenience. What this allows you to do is you can pace yourself, see a time that suits you, go through the webinar, pause, listen again, reflect, and then implement the program in your schools. Once again, this is the team, Mahattattva team is led by none other than Ms. Deepthi Sahni. Ms. Manu is the general manager. You will be seeing her in the follow-ups and other webinars too. That would be me. I'm your host and mentor yet again. This is Ms. 𝗕𝗲 𝗕𝗲𝗁𝗲. She is also on our team, and she believes in Be Internet Awesome and all the good things that Be Internet Awesome is bringing about. This is Ms. Sonali Bhatt, yet another principal on board for making a difference to lives of children by making sure that the internet practices followed by them are decent, good, and definitely safe. This is Ms. Kajal. It is thanks to her and her operations that webinars like this run smoothly from our end. Ms. Pooja, I cannot do without her. She's here with me as I speak now, and she makes sure you will get your fantastic certificate and your students will also get the certificates. We will come to this a little later. These are the steps for certification. In the first webinar, I had spoken about these first to let you get an idea that attendance will not get you certified. Now that you have understood that part of the process, I will come to this later. I would like to take you through the units that need to be, that your students need to be trained on. This is the page. You can take a photograph of this if you like, or Pooja, please may I request you to put the website link in the chat box. The website has all the details of how you can get in touch with us. And like you can see on your screen, it's the email ID, it's daily office hours. That's a Google Meet link where it's a one-on-one. It's like you know, webinar is only one-sided. You are not able to directly ask me questions, but in the office hours, you are free to ask questions and get your clarifications there and then. There are Google groups, Telegram, and definitely, like I said, YouTube right in the beginning. Now, all the material that has been prepared by Google is Peer Deck enabled. You would know that Peer Deck allows interaction to happen and students can interact with the material. This is activity based and you would have used this during the pandemic. Peer Deck is an add-on. It is available on slides. The website link would already be there in the chat box. Please don't worry when I say that please click on the website link. What I'm only requesting you is while I'm talking, you can actually shift your screen. You don't need to be listening to me by looking at my face. You can go to that particular page. Like I said that day, there are 5 pillars for this program. Share with care, don't fall for fake, secure your secrets, it's cool to be kind, when in doubt, talk it out. The keywords that your children are going to be learning while they're getting trained, and also you will be learning while we go through this journey, are smart, alert, strong, kind, and brave. This is the first module, Be Internet Smart, Sharing with Caring. I'll just touch base with it again, just to refresh and put everything into one single capsule. When you are doing this with your children, you need to encourage them to let you know, what do you think sharing with caring is? A lot of them already being mentored by you, being taught by you, will be saying that it's good to share tiffin, it is good to share our pencils, it is good to share our stationery with our friends. So you will be continuing to give them thumbs up till you probe them about what about personal information. That is where you're going to be chalking it out for them and also helping them give you inputs that, ma'am, we shouldn't be sharing our names with people, our addresses, our phone numbers, our email IDs, what are the marks we are getting in school, what is our school address, etc. So there are going to be some do's and don'ts that you can chalk out with your children. As I'm saying this, I would also want to remind you that over the last 2 years, you would have seen students have started making very many videos. Availability of a lot of social media platforms to interact with one another has allowed them to put their part of their personal lives on the internet. And as I say that, I understand the consequences of it, but do our children? That's the question. And that's the question you need to pose to them. And you need to elicit answers from them. You need to ask them, कि बेटा, आपने जब वीडियो बनाया और उसको डाला और सब ने देखा और उस पे लाइक्स करे और कमेंट्स करे, क्या आपको पता है कि आपके पीछे आपका घर का एड्रेस दिख रहा था? So and since this is applicable to all ages, children may not fathom the gravity of the situation. They will say, they may not know that it wasn't a big deal. So here is your role. Here is where you come in and let them know that how big a deal it is. That anything out there that is personal to them can be dangerous to them, and it is not correct. Another important thing, and the more I say it, I think it's lesser, because people always think that the moment we click on delete or backspace, our job is over. It's not. It's not over. In the world of the internet, your digital footprint remains. Dear teachers, you can go back and look at your previous history. If you have been commenting and you would like to go back and see whether that comment exists, please do so. It does. There is no deletion. And this is something that children must understand. They are interacting with each other, but that interaction has to be very mindful. Every unit comes with goals. And as progressive teachers, you are there every day to empower your students. You will understand why it is important for the students to know, why are we doing this? Why do I need to become the internet awesome also? And am I not already awesome? So this is where, with each unit, when you introduce the goal, that child, at the end of the unit, these are the few things that you and I would achieve together. And then they decide, all right, we have achieved or not. So it gives them onus of their learning. It allows them to take onus of their learning, and you know that's the best kind of learning. We had seen this, what's in a frame. You may please pick up any other scenario you would like. You can ask the children, you can get them into groups. After you've given this example, you can ask them to develop, you can ask them to share what they have really seen or what they have experienced. It could be a fantastic experience which could be shared with other grade students too. If they keep sharing, the learning grows. Again, the takeaway, please ensure that you involve the students. Ask them to step up, get up from their seats. They want to come out. They want to come in groups. They want to do a role play and then present what is it that they have learned from this particular unit. It will be great. Let's come to the next unit. Don't fall for fake. We discussed a few examples that day. I would like to go through some more today. Our students must know the definition of what is phishing. And why I'm talking about the definition here is so that they understand that when they are subjected to something like this, or they're somebody they know is going through this, what exactly does it mean in internet terms? What is phishing? What is catfishing, etc.? So this unit, if you look at in the website under resources, if you go to the curriculum, they have a vocabulary page. Like I said earlier, every unit has its own vocabulary page. You may use that to create an activity also. It will be very interesting. Children will learn new words. They will gain more awareness as to what those words are. For example, if you look at what phishing is, it is about stealing information like your login or account details by pretending to be someone you trust, whether it's through an email, text, or other online communication. Teachers, you'll be surprised, but a lot of students will be sharing with you how they have received messages of fake friend requests or messages from unknown people claiming to be their friends. So then when you explain this to them, they'll be able to identify that they were being phished. Also, here you can point out to them that they can be in control. Children love playing games. I hope the games are good. I hope their parents are monitoring. But do they need to really put out everything true out there about themselves? Do they need to give their exact phone number? Do they need to give their real name? Do they need to be putting their true photograph over there? And what is the reason that you should not have all this is a discussion you can have. Games are relevant. Everybody is playing games online. Maybe you can take the discussion on from that. Again, the goal for students over here, let them go through it. Ask them to add if they'd like. Post, you've done the unit with them, you've discussed the unit with them, you've played enough games and you've done enough activities. Ask them to add to what was the goal really. Some things that when one is online and should be on the lookout for, and which you can tell your children, I have put it in bullet points. Maybe you want to put it on your class board. Maybe you want to distribute chits and get students to write and then give you the chits back. This can be a two-way activity. So there are scams in games. Ask them to share examples. Children are aware. And if only a few are aware, then they'll start sharing. And then more will get aware. What about web pages? How do we identify? We click on anything and then think that that is the correct website. So they need to be careful about that. What about fake apps? There are plenty. And students will be able to tell you exactly, ma'am, I know, this app is fake and we shouldn't be downloading this, or this app just with one spelling error, some people mistake and download the incorrect one. What about fake messages coming? That click on this link and get 1,000 rupees free without having to do anything. What about online profiles? Can we discuss them with our students? Yes, we can, and we should. Going back to the previous unit, where everything that we see online is not true, it peters down to this unit where children must be mindful of what is it that they are accessing. Second point, if you look at it, something is free, it's probably fake. And I think so many emails coming from Coke in the earlier decades that you'll become a millionaire, etc. There are so many, they're still out there trying to scam and phish people. And anytime they get into trouble or something is not right, or they are feeling that something has gone wrong, they must always know that they have you to reach out to and their parents. You can get them to work on this, put them into groups, And you can ask them to list all the things that they feel that scams can be discovered in. They will list games, they will list web pages. Let them do it. Let them sit together or in groups and discuss that. Let them thrash it out. We had done this. I hope you'd enjoyed this. Your students will too. Remember the first URL and the last URL. The difference was of the spellings. And they need to know that the green padlock needs to be kept in mind. They also need to be careful about spelling and grammar when they are accessing websites. This will be an interesting activity. Once you've got them to do it, you can ask them to build one on their own. And teachers, you can use that for other class trainings. Again, don't forget to take their takeaway. Tell them what is it that they learned. Ask them what is it that they learned from this unit. And also ask them, how are they going to let their other friends know about this? Are they going to be sharing it ahead? All your students will not. So give them a great thumbs up, because the more we share, the better it is. The next unit is being internet strong. Apologies for my throat. This is about securing your secrets. Everybody knows and everybody understands that it's very difficult to have so many passwords across so many accounts. The moment I'm talking about it, it's heavy. You can't do that. That's what we feel, that it's not right. We have so many accounts. How to do it? And children of all the people, 1, 2, 3, 4 is my password, or password is my password, and Sia, you're my best friend. So my password is so and so. Children are young and they're vulnerable and they do not understand these boundaries. So this is where you step in and you tell them the importance of creating, firstly, a strong password. It has to be unique and definitely easy to memorize so that they don't forget it, and they cannot share it. Sometimes children think that including their house number in the password or phone number in the password makes it strong and it'll be scam proof, but that's not, or it'll discourage scammers, but that is not true. So they must understand how a strong password needs to be built. This entire unit will help you to help your students build strong passwords. They're going to be learning why their privacy and security matters. They're also going to be reviewing the tools and settings that they have been putting in their particular apps or websites that they are visiting, so that they can protect themselves against scams and hackers and other threats. So post this unit is the time that you will hear that the students have gone back home and they have made changes to their passwords, much like what you wanted them to do. There is an entire page dedicated to creating guidelines for creating strong passwords. You can either take photocopies and give it to each student and then give them a colored sheet and ask the students to read this and then build their password. Or you may put it up in the classroom for everybody to keep on referring to. Once you asked each child to build a strong password, ask them to exchange those sheets. Whether you're doing individual work or group work, get them to exchange their sheets and then check each other's password. Write over there whether it was strong enough, average, lukewarm, too easy. Let them look at each other's passwords and judge those in a healthy manner, just to learn from each other. This is an example. I'd like you to take a look at this. It's interesting, something you can work with your children. You can explain to them, if you see what a weak password is, what a normal one is, and look at the strong one. In the previous slide, the previous slide mentions that the password should have unique characters and capital letters and small letters and numbers. So this is an excellent example to show to them, share with them, let them know how they may do it. Accident, in the normal password, just one letter in the beginning and in the middle is capital, but a strong password, I has been replaced with the letter 1 and T has been replaced with the letter 7. Similarly for the other names. Spare a few seconds and just look closely at this. I hope all of you can see it. I hope all of you are logged in through your computers. As I understand, sometimes on the mobile phone, it is not so clear. Get them to do this activity. Definitely allow them to think and develop their own passwords and get them to peer assess those passwords. I hope that a lot of you will go back and change your own passwords to post this. I did. When I first went through the entire program, believe me, I did change my passwords. Again, get them to sit down, get them in a group, get post-its, however you like to take feedback or takeaways. Very important to get the children involved. Very important to hear what they have to say. There will be a lot of them who will say, ma'am, you can't guess my password. And that's great for us. We don't want to, and we don't want anybody else to either. Or maybe they have something else that, ma'am, there's another interesting way we can make a password. Then wow, let's share it ahead. So give them the space and time to reflect and also share with you what they thought about this entire unit. Teachers, at any point you'd like to look at the curriculum, I will be taking you there post this. You don't have to worry. I will be showing you the website all over again. But at any time you feel that you'd like to do more activities and include more activities for this, please go ahead. You have our thumbs up. There is no restriction on activities at all. The more your children enjoy, the learning will be better. The next module, the fourth module, is it's cool to be kind. Now, what is being kind on the internet? What do we really mean? Sharing my password, sending money across to somebody, is that what being kind is? No. What being kind and what we need our children to understand, that anytime they're navigating, browsing online, or leaving some comments, they must know that any amount of good put out of there is going to multiply and become super good. It's going to become so positive. At the same time, if they're going to put out something negative over there, it's going to spiral. It's going to become more negative and nasty. So can they do something? Yes. Can each child do something? Yes. And you and I need to make them aware of that. Students are at a loss sometimes when they're on social media. They would come across some mean and nasty comments. Sometimes they don't know what to reply. Then at the other times, they feel if 5 people have something written something nasty, it must be nasty, and let me continue with the nastiness. So this is where our role comes in. This is where we step in and we let them know that it's okay to change the thought process and be kind to someone. It's okay to write something positive for someone, even if everybody else is writing something negative. One small word, one act of kindness can make a huge difference. We need to keep on stressing on that for our children. Another interesting thing with being kind is that a lot of children are using emojis, and they don't realize the implications of it. But the emoji, when we are having a conversation on SMS or chat, and I can't see you face to face, emojis can be misinterpreted. So they must keep scope for that also, that not what I'm putting out there is going to be understood by the other person as I want them to. That's not a possibility, and we must allow the other person to interpret it as they mean. So the best thing is to call your friend. Forget the message, forget the chat. If there is a problem, reach out to your friend, speak on the phone. So the goals in this unit are very clear. There are lots of scenarios, lots of activities and scenarios that your students can look at and discuss. You can discuss in the classroom. And this is one unit which is going to have a lot of booming conversations in the classroom. This is a worksheet that I've picked up from the curriculum. It's on page 99. And what I'm going to do is, you don't need to see my screen anymore. You can please go to the link and look at page 99. I'm talking, you can hear me out. So you open the curriculum, go to page 99. It talks about ways to show kindness, and it's given you 3 scenarios. You may add as teachers, you may add more scenarios. Hoping that you all are able to access the curriculum. You don't need to be on the link on YouTube right now. You can look at that, or you may come back and then look at it later, whatever suits you. So the first scenario is talking about people are leaving disrespectful comments on a selfie your friend posted. Dear teachers, this is not a made-up scenario. It's a very common scenario. And do you think our children are not getting hurt by it? They are. There are lots of them who are facing this and have no idea what to do. No? It could be a selfie, it could be any other photographs. So here, and they are going to be sharing real life experiences with you. Here, you're going to learn a lot. As a teacher, you will be learning a lot through them, because they will share the kinds of horrendous things that are happening out there. That's where you step in. That's where you tell them, all right, this has happened. What do you think is one way you can show kindness? And believe me, teachers, this will make them think differently. They will stop and they will wonder, ma'am is asking me to be kind to a disrespectful comment online. It's going to make them think and wonder, and also take them to your thought process, which is, yes, you can be kind. Try putting one positive comment. And then when you explain to them that how the flow of those comments will change with one positive comment, they are going to be amazed. And this is what we are doing. And you do scenarios like this, you sit and discuss with them, and you make them realize that if it is okay to put disrespectful comments, then it's absolutely okay to put a positive comment and uplift your friend and motivate your friend and let your friend know that he or she has you. There's another one. There's another worksheet on page 101 that is from negative to nice. So there are scenarios where children are being mean to each other by omitting information or saying something else. Then how do your students make it nice? So give them time, give them individually if you like, or groups, depending on the dynamics in your classroom that you will know best. Allow them some time to actually read and then write down. And like I say, at the top of everything is allow them to discuss. They want to share so much with you. They want to let you know, ma'am, this is what happened. This is what I saw. This is what I read. Give them that space. Let them share it with you. As you allow them to share, you're making a safe space for them. All the units point out to the fact that every child, whenever they encounter something they are not comfortable with or equipped to deal with, they should be able to reach out to a teacher or a trusted adult. And every time you do these activities with them, they know that you are that teacher who they may reach out to. The last module of the curriculum is be internet brave, and when in doubt, talk it out. Like I said, brave does not mean building a few muscles. The older boys will think it's about getting a great body. No, nothing of that sort. Being brave is being able to share. When I, as a student, am able to walk up to my teacher or my parent and let them know that something is wrong and I cannot handle it, that's being brave. But do we tell our children this often? No, we don't. Do they need to be told this? Yes, they need to be told this. They need to be told that it's okay not to respond every time, whether physically, emotionally, or mentally. Response is not required. Reaction is not required. They may reach out to an adult. Should they be speaking up in all sorts of inappropriate behaviors? Allow them the space to think for themselves. Will an inappropriate behavior ask them to act inappropriately physically? Then definitely not. They shouldn't. But can they come back to a teacher or a parent? Yes. Yes, they can. If they have heard something that is not right, whom should they be telling, or should they be handling it on their own? Allow them to share answers with you. What do you think is the worst thing it will happen if you act on it yourself? If the outcome is negative, then what is it that they should do? They should reach out to you. They should reach out to the teacher. This is a topic that can be spoken about at length, but the idea is not to only talk about bullying. Bullying has many forms, but there are a few ways where you can indirectly discuss with your children, and if they need help, what is it that they may do? If they are witnessing bullying, should they be actively stepping in and stopping that? If not, then they can just be supportive to their so-called friend or whomsoever they witnessed. They can also support the target by saying something nice about them in response to a mean comment. This was also, this is a revision of how you can be kind. Get a bunch of friends to create some kind comments about the person being targeted and put that out. Call out the mean behavior, not with physical aggression or by saying mean things, but by simply saying, that's not cool. They love that. Don't they want to be cool? All of them want to be cool. So if they simply say these three words, that's not cool, and walk away, it means something. Teachers, please decide the age group because you will be across all classes, across all grades. So you need to see what is it that you would like to convey to your children. And like I said, I only have touched the tips of the curriculum. Once you go through the curriculum, you may want to completely have a new set of activities. If there is any sort of harassment, the child must know he or she can reach out to the parent or you. The goal for this unit for our students will be, what are the types of situations that need guidance from an adult like a parent or a teacher? And what are the options they should exercise for being brave? Is physical strength always the answer? So for the older children, especially where they think that might is always right, that we can always, this should be an eye opener for them. Again, for this unit also, if you look at page 138, there are many situations given. You can cut these out into small strips, distribute it to your children, and then ask each group or pair to come and share what their inputs are. If you look at the first one, another student posts a group photo in a public account and you hate the way you look in it. Would you report the photo or not? If you know who posted it, would you talk with the person and ask them to take it down? How can you respond, not react? Very aptly put, the word is respond and not react. And this is food for thought for the children. Does it not happen to them? It does. Then there are keywords in this. They need to look at that. Public account? No, they should be coming back to you and saying, ma'am or sir, why public account? Why are the settings not private? And there will be many kinds of answers. If it's a friend, then how would you like to tackle it? Would you like to, simply post something nasty, or would you like to call up the friend and say, hey, I do not like this particular photograph of mine. Can we take it down? There are many scenarios here. You can ask them to go through these or share their own. This is the whole 5 units. You need to go back and transact to your children in the classrooms. You need to train them on this. Their 5 fingers should be strong. These 5 points should be so strong with them that they know exactly what is out there, and they, like you, are advocating to students who've not been trained for this curriculum. They should be going out and letting them know what is right and what is wrong. If you have any queries regarding the curriculum or what needs to be done in the classes still, please don't worry. This is not the last time that I'm meeting with you or engaging with you. We have a follow-up session coming up in the next week. Please join. What the follow-up session will do is you will, and I and other team members, you already met the team members, you've been introduced to them, will be there face-to-face. And unlike today, where I cannot see what you are saying and I cannot talk to you and you cannot pause me and ask me things, on the day of the follow-up, we can have a one-on-one and you can ask whatever questions, any doubts. You have doubts like, what period am I supposed to do this in? I can't do this in my English period. So here is where I would want to step in and say, ma'am, sir, why not? Why can't we do it? There are so many stories, and you can rope in. Or would you like to collaborate with another teacher and do it? Great, ma'am. Ma'am, sir, why don't you pick it up as a morning's assembly activity, morning assembly trainings, and make them, the Be Internet Awesome mornings. Have 5 Be Internet Awesome mornings and do these units with your children. Get them to interact, color, paint, draw. There are once you look at the curriculum, you will realize there's so much that they can do. I'd like to take you through the website. I hope the link is there in the chat box and you have access to it. You and I can do this together. The first tab on the website talks to you and tells you what this entire program is about. You can discuss this with your children. You can discuss the need of this program with your children and why now and how it is so relevant. Each pillar is so relevant to what is happening in their lives. Can they say that Don't Fall for Fake is not relevant to them? No, not possible, right? It is relevant to them. I'd like to introduce the facilitators who are here. Ms. Deepthi Sani and Ms. Manu, their details are given here. Also, like I said in the beginning, in case you missed the webinar that took place on Wednesday, apologies, it's here. If you look at the left tab, follow the YouTube channel for webinar recordings. You can click this and you will find the recordings of all the previous webinars we have done. And like I said, this is going to allow you to interact with the webinar on your own pace. You may do it anytime. You can even do it in schools during your free hours or at home at night time when you are finished with your duties. You can join the Google group for trainings. The link is here. I hope all of you can see it on the screen. You can even connect with us on Facebook for these Google trainings. This is the schedule. Now, what does the schedule do? The entire month's schedule is here. You can see where all we are available. Like I said, the office hour is a one-on-one again. It's from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. And you can click on this and join the link. So you can click on the link and join. It's a Google Meet link and it will take you to the meeting. It's giving you book a slot. It's opening up. You can do that. And all the other trainings that are related to Be Internet Awesome are also visible over here for your perusal. Now let's come to tab number 4, resources, where you need to focus, where you need to see, because you must be having a lot of questions regarding to where is the curriculum and why, especially the ones who missed on Wednesday, and we'll be looking at the webinar later. Where is the curriculum? Where am I talking from? Here. The entire curriculum is here. This is what it looks like. It's 139 pages. It has these 5 units. Each unit has a lesson. So even something as small as when not to share, keeping it private, that's not what I meant, frame it, who is this person, how do others see us online? So all these lessons are not, they're not just some heavy text. Like you saw in the presentation, every unit was supported with an activity. Similarly for these lessons, every lesson has activities. And most importantly, then at the end, it has a game, the Interland game. Unit 3 and 4 also have that, except for 5. And you can get your children to play these games. Let me take you through one. Okay, let's go through Interland Tower of Treasure. If you click on it, it's loading, but those small icons that you keep seeing in the Be Internet Awesome web, in my presentation also, here, this one, these are called Internauts. They will come, they have many scenarios, the children play them online. You can take them into an ICT room and get them to play. They'll play it online, and a certificate generated and given to the students once they've finished the game. This is about securing your secrets, and then the children can play it. Believe me, they thoroughly enjoy it, and definitely deeper dive into the concept. One is you talking and getting them to do activities and role plays. Another thing is that you take them to a lab and ask them to play this game. I think you'll be the best teacher. So just a sample of this. I'm closing this. You can take a, in fact, you should also try and play the game. You will love it. So the entire curriculum is here. You can access that. What we have done for ease of your access also, we have also split up the curriculum unit-wise. So in case you're only targeting at 1 unit, or 5 teachers are collaborating and doing 5 units for a large group of students in the school, that's also fine. They may just come to the resources page, navigate downwards, access unit 1. There is this, I spoke about how Peer Deck is integrated into these slides. Peer Deck is an add-on and it allows interaction. You may use these are already given here. Vocabulary is also being put separately for you, and so has the game. This has been repeated for each unit. Please do take a look. Unit 2 is here. You have separately Unit 2. The document that I showed you, this 139 page, this is all the units together. But as we go down, what we have done is we've culled out the units separately for you in case you would like them separate and for ease of access, if I may say so again. Again, it has the slide deck, it has vocabulary, and the Interland game. The third unit is also here. Interactive slide decks, vocabulary. Then unit number 4. Just the 4th unit is here. And the last one has the 5th unit and the interactive slide deck and the vocabulary. Like I said, the 5th one does not have an interactive game to play. At the end, you have something called the Be Internet Awesome Pledge. It's very interesting. It's a 1-pager. Take a printout and give it to your students. Let them read, where they say that we will thoughtfully consider what we share and with whom, and what impacts. We will watch out for phishing and scams. We will take responsibility for protecting important information. We will spread positivity and respect. We will stand up for ourselves and others when we notice hurtful or inappropriate behavior online. So this is a pledge where each student takes this pledge, reads it, and then countersigns it. Maybe you can just make a board out of this. You can get all the children to do it, read it, and then sign it and put it up on a board for all of them to see. So we've done this. You've done, you know where the curriculum is. Now you look at the curriculum, you decide when to do it, you chalk out the periods, you discuss with your fellow teachers if you'd like so, and you take out some time, whether it's a Saturday or it's the early morning assemblies. Also, you have time for other other activities, co-curricular, would you like to do it during that time? And believe me, the principals will be more than happy with this. They are more than happy, like we said, and we have been saying in the previous webinars that we have been traveling all over the country to deliver these physically in person. Because when we are online, like all of you are online today, right now also for the past 1 hour now, we cannot dismiss the importance of being safe online. So this is a relevant topic. This is not something that is done once and it will be buried. It will not be buried. There are so many activities, you cannot bury it. It will come back to haunt you and you would want to do more with them. Maybe, just this time you're able to do one activity per unit, but by January you want to do more. So this is how it is with this. You've done that, you've delivered it to your classrooms. Now you're wondering, okay, so how about the certification? So here, let me help you with that. Let me help you understand what is it that is going to get you a certificate. So you've attended webinar 1, that was on Wednesday. You're here for webinar 2, that is done. You've gone back and trained your students. While training, please keep something in mind. I want you to take evidence of the training. When you take evidence of the training, it can be in the form of a video or pictures, no problem. You can do that because you will need to put that evidence up in the form. Once we receive your evidence, like I said, Pooja will be checking that and sharing your certificates as soon as possible. It takes about 10 days turnaround time. Please do look at this. Under assessments, you must be wondering why she's showing us assessments. So what we have done is for ease of some teachers and who would like to have their children use a pen and paper, these assessments can be done through pen and paper or orally also. If you want to use them, please use them. It is not mandatory. You don't want to assess your children and just go through the activity way, please do so. Do not be worried. This is just there for your support. You may or may not use it. Once you're done with the recording also, you say, okay, I've attended both the webinars. I've finished my training of 5 units. Teachers, it will take you about 7 days to finish the trainings, a week, depending on the kind of days you get. So it should take you about a week. Now, what to do with the evidence and how does one get a certificate? So you come down to the tab assessments, you go to the bottom, go to the student training completion form. This is what it is going to look like. You need to write your email, your full name, name of the school, your city and state, your COE, if any, your contact numbers, personal email ID, CBSE email ID. Evidence of training is here. Here you need to add your evidence of training. So the 2-minute video or the pictures I spoke about, this is where they need to be added. You need to add that file. And it clearly says that the minimum number of students you need to train is 40. Now, some of you may say immediately, I have only 35 in my class. Don't worry. That's okay. That's all right. We have taken 40, considering the fact that the average minimum number of students across the country are 40. If you have 35, please don't worry. And if you're going to tell me, what are you talking about 40? I'm going to be doing 400. This program needs to go to all my children. Please do that. There is no maximum number on this. Train as many children as you can. They need this. They need to know. After you've done that, you've added the video, please come down. Look at this. You need to add the list of students trained by you using the template given below. Where is the template? Here. So you must be wondering. So you need to add the number of students and the template opens up. You have to make a copy. It's a Google sheet. You need to make a copy, fill the names of all your students, and then come back and upload it here. Upload it here. And if you please do give us a photograph, because we love acknowledging the good work that you are doing. And I showed you in the first tab, we are there on Facebook also. We share your picture and we feel very, very proud of all the hard work that teachers like you are doing out there. So the honor badge, we need the photograph for that. So please do share that. Click on I agree and submit. This is as simple as that. We have a master trainer program that is also running. If you look at the screen, I'm on the last tab now. FAQs and help desk. Now, these are the steps for certification. If you are on the website with me, you don't need to look at what I'm showing. You can simply be on the FAQ and help desk tab. This small little picture is self-explanatory, lets you know what is required of you for certification. That thought must be in your mind. So what is it that you need to do? Attend the webinars, read the resources, use the resources to provide training to 40 minimum of 40 students. Like I said, if some of you are thinking I only have 33 or 35 in my class, please don't worry. That's all right. If you do more, if you do another section, club it with another section, we'll be very happy. Create a video evidence or pictures of the sessions and upload that in the form that is available under assessments. You may have more questions. So how are we going to address that? I will just show you. These are the sample certificates for your knowledge. That's left one is teachers, students on the right. We've already tried to answer most of the questions you may ask, but I cannot say that these are all the questions that you may want to ask. So for that, we are here. Like I said, for the follow-up sessions, we are here. We're also here on Google Meet every day, 5 to 6. You may log into that. Some commonly asked questions that have been answered here are, why do we need this program? Who's the certifying body? That's Google and CBSE. How long will it take for the students to complete the course? It's about 5 to 6 hours. That's, like I said, maybe 6 periods over 6 days, 6-7 days. Where can I find the time to run this course for the students? That must be coming at the top of your mind. You can take any lesson and integrate it or take the help of the ICT teacher if you want to do it during the ICT period. Also, dear teachers, it's not only for the ICT teachers or the IT heads or the IT teachers. No, this has nothing to do with that. Everybody is using the internet, so everybody needs to know about this program and everybody should be able to go ahead and train. You can be even a Spanish teacher or a Sanskrit teacher. Please go out there and train. Do it. आप हिंदी में भी अपनी क्लास में ट्रेनिंग कर सकते हैं. अगर हिंदी टीचर्स भी हैं यहाँ पे, मैम कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. आपने बस बच्चों को समझाना है. हमको उनको ये बताना है कि ये क्या चीजें हैं और क्या इन चीजों में इनको रिएक्ट करना है. बच्चे जब वीडियो बना रहे हैं, जब हम शेयर विद केयर कर रहे हैं, अगर वो अपनी कोई भी पर्सनल डिटेल बाहर भेज रहे हैं तो उसके क्या कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस हो सकते हैं. सो हर एक यूनिट को आप अपनी तरीके से भी समझा सकते हैं. इसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. There are other questions also. Please take your time and go through them. See if your question gets answered. However, if your question is not getting answered, then please look at this. We have an email ID where you can mail us and we'll be able to answer your queries. We are also available on a phone number from 3:30 to 5:30. That's after your school hours. You may call this number and we'll be happy to help. And like I said, there are daily office hours 5 to 6 p.m. Now, office hours literally means you can click on this link. It is a Meet link. If you can see, it is taking us to Google Meet. Now you come here, you click on Join Now, and on the other side, you will find somebody who is going to address all your questions. So dear teachers, I really hope it's helpful. And like I said, the support is not ending. We are here. My entire team is here to help you. There are many ways that we are going to be there to help you. Once you have the link to the website, keep it, bookmark that website, because all the links on how you can get in touch with us are there, and then you may reach out. I would also request you, before leaving, please fill in the attendance / feedback form that would already be there in the chat box. And wishing everybody a very, very good evening and have a great weekend ahead. And happy Be Internet Awesome Ambassador journey to all of you.